What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a breeding update. So, I know that we've kind of, shown a little bit about our breeding season so far, but we're getting like right in the thick of breeding season. And so throughout today so far, I've caught maybe like 10. So we're gonna go ahead and bring you guys through and see if we can catch anything else. Alright, let's just start over here because I haven't caught these guys breeding yet, but these are the Applegate Gophers, and they were close last time I took a peek. Nothing just yet, but you can see the male, he's the het, so he's on top. He's still trying, so they're just out, having a nice date. So we'll go ahead and let them keep trying. So that one is definitely turned diagonal right now because there was some activity of something maybe. Oh, we just caught one. They were not breeding earlier. Okay, this is awesome. Okay, so let's just explain super quick. Also, I'm gonna take a quick picture maybe. Okay, so this is a Hannum Hypo. That's the male. And he's breeding a Hannum Whiteside female. So it's Hannum to Hannum, and it's this girl's first year. So I'm pretty excited. She has so much purple running through her body. It's insane. So this is great. Oh, I'm so excited. They were like on opposite sides of the cage last time I looked. Oh, that's so great. Okay, all right, let's close that because he gets a little feisty. Oh. Okay, that is awesome. So that's their second time being together. The first time I paired them up was March 7th. Today is March 27th. Things are heating up a lot. Usually, yeah, it's like the second to third week in March that we start seeing breedings. And then like seriously, end of March, early April, it's like every time they're locking up. So that is awesome. That's super exciting. Alright, they're not doing anything yet. So that's just more Hannum stuff. Kind of already talked about that just a little, I guess. But let's see what else we have. This pair has locked up in the past already. As you can see, he is still very much trying though. And she's just laying that tail nice and flat. She is not interested right now. Maybe he'll work her over. Those are Trumbauer Hypos. That was, we're nicknaming him Caramel. So that was that caramel stuff that we've talked about before. So he's still trying, but she's definitely not interested. These are both just Asiatic patternless, and nothing's going on in here. This is the male, the lighter one. Female's the darker one. I think she might be in the blue, actually. So that could explain why there's not a lot of cooperation going on there. Let's see what else we got. Oh, these two were breeding earlier. I doubt they're still locked up. Oh, wait. Actually, I think they are. Maybe. Does it look like they are? I think they are. Anyway. That right there is two Hypo Stillwaters, actually. So they're breeding. We got that sideways. They're still breeding. That's crazy. Honestly, these guys don't stay locked up for super long. So when I catch them, it's usually like real quick. Well, there's nothing going on in here right now. This is, these are Ocean County Northerns, and this one's an albino, obviously. And then this is just my normal guy over here. He's not het albino or anything, but we were trying to see if she would actually want to produce for the first time this year. And there's no real interest from the male right now. So, maybe she's not really ready. We've shown the leucistics before, so I don't think we really need to show them again right now. And then those Northerns I don't really want to open and mess with. The Janai, he was still going crazy earlier, trying to get her attention, but seems like maybe they're done with whatever. The male's actually going into the blue right now, so, and they've already bred I think like twice. So they're probably about done at this point with breeding. Some of these other ones are the Sonorans in this rack, if you remember. And the Sonorans are like just on the cusp of starting to breed. So I saw like some interest, like the males have been like, you know, kind of on top of around the females, but not really like actively breeding just yet. So this is a nice axanthic Sonoran het albino, and the female is the blizzard, so an albino axanthic. So this breeding would produce some more blizzards, and I'm not too worried that they haven't bred just yet. I really think that give it like 1 more week, maybe 2 more weeks, and then the Sonorans will really start to pick up. Those are the Lahidas patternless, and yeah, they're just chilling. So nothing going on there. The first Sonorans did start breeding though, actually last week, which this pair always goes kind of early. He's still chasing her around. Oh, they are actually maybe still breeding right now. These are the Christmas Mountains. These are the het albinos. So this was that original pair. Oh, he's not breeding her right now, but he's chasing her. They were locked up earlier, so anyway, so these are the ones that first produced those albino Christmas Mountains, which is super cool. And they usually are one of the first ones in the Sonorans that'll breed. So if they just started last week, yeah, they just started last week on the 21st. So if they started, that means everybody else is soon to follow. Which we're just waiting on, yeah, these other guys to try to... Oh, I think they're breeding actually. Oh, they're close anyway. Oh, nope, they're breeding. He's stuck. Yep, he's getting drugged around. Okay, let's close that before he gets drugged too much. That's pretty cool. Okay, they were not breeding earlier. So those are, that was albino to albino Christmas Mountain. That's the first time we've done that breeding. Because our male's finally big enough, and that's exciting. So they're starting to breed too. That's great. Okay, all right. Well, oh, this one's a special project. Well, we've talked about it actually, so why not? We can just show it. Nothing's going on yet, and that's fine. So this is an albino Christmas Mountain, and we're actually breeding her to a blizzard male, and he is the generic line of albino for the Sonorans. So this breeding is to potentially prove out whether or not this albino Christmas line is a unique line and a new strain of albino, or if it is compatible with the generic line, which would mean that it's not anything new. We did do a breeding last year kind of similar. We used that axanthic Sonoran that we just showed you up there, and he's het albino. We bred him with a Christmas female, an albino, and there were no albinos. So it was het to an albino, but there wasn't any albinos. We could have just missed the odds. It's possible, but this time it is directly albino to albino, and if everything's a normal, then we are going to pretty confidently say that the line is unrelated and not compatible, and it will be its own unique line, which would be really cool actually in a lot of ways, because that would mean that it is indeed a locality-based albino morph, which would be super cool. But we'll see. I'm getting my hopes up just a little bit based off of last year's breeding, but I am definitely not laying that down just yet as its own line. So we'll see. Hopefully this does happen this year. My blizzard male is a little small, you can tell. He's old enough, but he's kind of small. So we'll see if he really wants to breed or not. Alright, that's most of this rack. This rack, these are some more of the San Diegos. These guys haven't shown any interest all day, which, I mean, you can take a sneak peek real quick, but they're probably just at the back chilling. So, not much going on, right?
They're just on top of each other.
Yeah, no, they're just hanging out right now. Which, like I said, the San Diegos, they tend to go a little bit later. So the Sonoras and San Diegos are usually like last. So, that's fine. And the Great Basins too, actually. Just all the gophers, they go last. This young pair of Geni was actually locked up finally. I've seen a lot of interest, but they were actually locked just a little bit ago. It doesn't look like they're locked up anymore. But they were, so that was pretty cool. We didn't show it, but last week we caught the Kentucky Pines locked up. It was awesome. We probably have a little bit of film about it. Oh, They're locked up again right now, actually. No way. They're totally locked up right now. What? You guys, again, yes.
Why are you so excited about this one?
Well, they're Kentuckies. This would be our first time producing Kentuckies, which they're just a northern pine snake, but they're a locality. So I'm pretty excited. Wow, he's just chomping her on the neck. She's like looking at us like, what are you doing? And he's just like, girl, hold still. All right. That is so awesome. Okay, Kentuckies aren't like super commonly like out there. They usually lay really small clutches. And so she might only lay like, I don't know, maybe 6 eggs, maybe. And that'd be like a really good clutch. Those eggs usually are like huge. And so it'd be really cool to actually produce those for the first time. Dude, 2 breedings in a row. That's really, really good. Okay, cool. Wow, this is like legit, you guys. I didn't know that was happening, so that's cool. This one's sort of special project. Did we talk about it?
I think that one's fine.
Okay, we'll talk about this one. Alright, let's just show you what's going on. Whoa, hi. Oh, that's you. That's the female. Alright, so they're done breeding. These guys were breeding earlier. And you can obviously tell that these are reds, but this is a tiger. So this is one of our blood red tiger males. And this is our big Kingsville red female. So we're doing an outcross for the tigers right here. And we're going with a nice deep dark red Kingsville female to hopefully be giving us even darker, better red tigers is what we're going for. They'll be outcrossed, which will strengthen the bloodline. He is a blood, so they'll be like blood reds that are all het tigers with that nice Kingsville lineage. This should be something super incredible. It will take a couple years to see the tiger, obviously, because it's recessive, is what we're saying at this point. That's what everything's been pointing to anyway. So this will be really cool. They did breed, super excited about that. It was the first time they were paired up this year because that male's been pretty busy with a couple other females. But that's a project we're super excited about, making better red tigers that are just deeper, darker reds. And everybody loves that loves reds. So we're excited about that project turning out. That'll be a really good one. There you go. Spencer made me tell you a special project. Ugh. All right, okay. These guys weren't doing anything earlier, and I still don't think they will be. No, just hanging out. This is just another red project. The female is just a generic red, and the male, this male is the one on top, this guy right here. He's actually a Kingsville that I produced a few years ago. He's really pretty, but this would be his first year breeding, and so he just hasn't really seemed super interested yet. So we might need to back her up with a different male if he's not gonna really kind of, you know, get the job done. Alright, we just have this last rack, which has a few things. We actually had a lot of breeding going on in this rack. There was, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 confirmed breedings already today. So there might not be very many right now. Of course, I keep saying that, then we find something. But this top one, I can just open it, you can sneak a peek. This was a nice albino breeding a patternless white side. Well, the patternless white side's the male, so he's the one breeding, I guess. But they were locked up earlier, and I don't know what they look like right now. I guess I could get the stool over here. But they had locked up earlier, which is great. That's only their second time being paired up together. So getting that confirmed breeding on that was really nice. So that produces, you know, a bunch of, well, the males actually had albino. So we'll get some albinos that are all het patternless. She's actually potentially het patternless. So we might prove that out too, which would be really cool. So we should get albinos for sure. Maybe albino patternless. And they'll all be het hypo, etc. So anyway, it'll be a good pairing. Give you some guaranteed hets, at least for het patternless, if she doesn't prove out. So that's still good. This pairing right here is just white side to white side. They're both het hypo for Stillwater line. And this female is usually the one that lays eggs like very first. She's been my first clutch. Well, no, she wasn't the first clutch last year. One of the first clutches though, for the past 2 years. And he's definitely still trying to breed her, but they've bred a few times already, and I think she's just like over it. I think she's like, dude, I'm not really interested. But I'm still just gonna turn it diagonal because there is still breeding behavior, we'll say. And so we'll see how it goes. This pair right here, I am pretty excited about. It's just like a young male. And so he was just breeding, and I was like just watching and waiting. But he did finally get the job done, I think. But I don't think they're doing anything anymore. He's probably still trying, but anyway. This is a white-side female that's a double het axanthic patternless, and he is an axanthic patternless het white-side. So this will actually produce some axanthic patternless and axanthic patternless white-sides, which will be pretty cool. Most of that stuff's really popular. So I'm excited about that one. We got that going, so that was good. And the rest of these, we don't have to go through everything. Just some other hypo patternless stuff, but still waterline, which is really cool. Hopefully that works out. We got Ghost to Ghost down here for the Trumborabalum line, which they locked up for the first time, which was great. Special project there, special project there. Some Ghost stuff for the Stillwater Miami line, which they bred last time, so that's really great. And then we actually did have, we'll show you this last one, our flames connected today, which is super exciting. So these guys were breeding just earlier. They're probably done now, but these two are super pretty. I'm really excited. This would be their first time producing, and I think that these two will make some incredible looking babies. So this is the Hypo Red for the Stillwater line. So that's what consists of a flame, and I'm excited. I'm always excited when you see like babies for the first time from, you know, adults, and so it'll be a good pairing. I'm excited for these ones to turn out. Anyhow, we had a lot of really great breeding going on today, and hopefully over the next couple weeks we'll get more and more confirmed breedings. Even though I might not see it, it's probably happening too anyways, just when I'm not, you know, checking on them. But things are looking really good. We're really excited for this year, so keep following along. There's gonna be a lot of awesome babies hatching this year. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.